gotta be missing something.
What are you playing?
Oh, hey! I'm playing Resident Evil 4.
Oh, cool. Do you like it?
Have you guys played Resident Evil 4? Because I have. And let me tell you something. This game, it changes you. I don't even know where to begin. You know when you love something so much you have a hard time explaining why you love it, so you write it down to help you get your thoughts out? Yeah, that's exactly what I'm doing, and I'm still having a hard time. This game is like in the perfect middle of video game dumb fun and high art. I don't know how to describe it, but trust me. I guess let me start by saying this. Go play Resident Evil 4 Remake. Now. Even if you haven't played any of the other games, I don't care. You need to play this. The story is not that important, really. Leon is tasked with finding the president's daughter who has been captured by a cult out in the middle of nowhere. And that's basically it. Yeah, there's nuance within the story of this specific game, but there's like only 2 other aspects of this whole thing that I would say is not required to know before playing, but will make you enjoy certain cutscenes and characters more. 90% of the time, the story can be summed up like this. Leon, what's happening? We need to find Ashley. Leon, what's happening? We've recovered Ashley. Okay, now what? We need to get the hell out of here. Leon, what's happening? I've lost Ashley. Okay, now what? We need to find Ashley. Rinse and repeat. And I love it. This is like the most stereotypical video game storyline. But who cares? You know, like I really think you can enjoy this whole game with at least a passing interest in the story because the characters, locations, and gameplay are just that good. First, let's talk about our boy, the man, Leon S. Kennedy. This man carries the entire game. He's such a good man. You know what I'm talking about? The perfect amount of badassery and kindness. He kind of reminds me of Master Chief in a way. They both make you feel safe when you're around them. Like, you know nothing bad is ever going to happen to you and that they're going to protect you until the end. And Leon is a master at his job. He's learned a lot since the events of RE2, and it really shows. He can kick basically anybody he wants. He's got an arsenal of weapons and a new badass fit. I mean, my man is kicking ass and looking damn good while he's doing it. He's everything I want to be. But you're not alone in this journey, because along the way, you will find the president's daughter, and her name is Ashley Graham. Ashley is a character who I was kind of expecting to hate, to be honest. I remember a bit of the RE4 Oculus game that I played a few years ago, and one of the few things I vividly remember was Ashley being really annoying and constantly screaming, "Leon!" Leon! But they made this version of Ashley so much better. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it feels like they made Ashley feel much more like a believable character. Which I guess you could say about Leon too. They definitely got these two characters and morphed them from a damsel in distress and an action movie hero into a scared but confident woman and a man wrought with PTSD.
The cop inside me died that day.
Who is constantly throwing out one-liners.
Yeah! Nighty-night. Nights.
This duo are the main characters of the story, and they have great chemistry together. Throughout the story, you're going to see these two characters grow and trust each other more and more. It's really nice, and it's actually pretty cute. Some of the lines that they share together, it's fun.
It's okay to be afraid, you know.
And you're going to meet a few more characters along the way as you try to get out of this country and go back home, but they don't stick around for too long when they do show up. The other two characters really that I'm talking about are newcomer Lewis and returning Ada. Like I said, they do show up periodically throughout the story, but they don't really stick around for too long when they do. But when they do show up, it really does leave an impression. You do want to see them again. And when you finally find Ashley and you two are working together, that's when I feel like the game is finally complete, gameplay wise. Because really this whole game is basically an escort mission. And yes, you find Ashley and now you have to bring her along with you as you go through hordes of enemies that you have to protect her from, and she can get captured or killed and give you a game over. But what if I said I kind of liked it? Alright, just hear me out! Look, I know it sounds horrible, and I will admit that my favorite parts of the game are when I don't have Ashley around and I don't have to take care of her. but I don't mind her at all. Like, yeah, I got frustrated when she's captured or is hurt and I've got to go help her, but her AI is actually really good. She runs away from enemies, and said enemies actually wait a bit till they attack her, even when they're right up on her, giving you a chance to shoot them first. But she has never once gotten in my way while I'm shooting. She ducks when you start aiming down sights and runs behind you so you never accidentally shoot her. She actually listens to you when you tell her to stay back or stay close, and you can even tell her to hide in certain lockers if you see them.
Hide.
What? Okay.
Alright. Granted, those lockers do come up very rarely, but still, it's nice that you can put her away and just hide. Hey, don't come out. I'm doing something here. And the weapons that you have throughout the game are so much fun. You've got multiple shotguns, pistols, magnums, submachine guns, rifles, a crossbow, and more upgrades for them too that you can either find out in the world or buy from the shop. And you may be wondering, what shop? Well, you buy them from the merchant.
Over here, stranger.
One of my favorite random characters of all time. And I'm talking random characters. He shows up throughout the adventure in the most ridiculous places for no reason and with no explanation. They never bring him up or question him. He is purely an anomaly. I don't even think Leon ever speaks a word to him, which is funny because he always seems to have something to say to everyone.
I would like you to hand the girl there over to me. Now.
Yeah, fat chance, Ramon. The girl's just fine. With me.
He's also got this iconic ass voice, man. It's so quotable.
Take a look. Something's bound to catch your eye.
I'll be doing the dishes and start saying his lines to myself like I'm a madman.
Oh, my back is killing me. Years haven't been kind to us, I suppose. Molding a weapon to suit your specific needs. Oh, it's a thing of beauty, isn't it?
And you're gonna love this guy too because he tells you everything. And to buy everything, you need money. So what do you do to get this money? You can kill enemies and grab the money they drop. Or you can run around the map and pick up gemstones and treasures, and then you can put the gemstones into the treasures so you can sell it for a higher price. Also, you can do requests that the merchant assigns to you, and if you do these quests, you can go back to him and he'll give you spindles that you can trade in for attachment for your guns, gemstones, gunpowder, and even treasure maps that tell you the exact locations of specific treasures, so you can buy and upgrade your guns even more and become even more powerful. And he's got this minigame where you can go and shoot targets for a high score. It challenges you with a bunch of different guns, and the merchant is cheering you on this telecom. And if you have Ashley with you, she'll actually sit on a barrel and cheer you on too. You get little fans. It's cute. It's fun. It's awesome. You know? What is that? Is that music? Oh my god. Hey, yo, merchant, turn that shit up. Oh my god! Oh! No one told me the music was this good either. RE4 is so good at keeping you engaged at all times. You're never just walking around, you're constantly keeping an eye out for potential treasures and your money so that you can get better gear and items. Even enemies, like I said, can drop money, but also ammo for your guns that you have on hand. And if there's one thing you're going to need to buy with this money, it's upgrades, because the enemies not only get more populated, but stronger further into the game you get. I'd say 80% of the enemies are human, but they start taking out chainsaws, shields, grenades, helmets, scythes, and more. They evolve their equipment just as much as you do over the course of the game, so it's never too easy. But it's never really that hard either. Like, oh my god, this guy has a shield. Now, granted, this is a scenario where I have a lot of ammo on hand for my submachine gun, but let's be honest, I never actually ran out of ammo in the middle of a fight. I could just go make some more or someone would drop some more. Which in a way is fine because the devs clearly want you to go nuts in this game. You're going to be fighting these enemies like you're John Wick. This game's combat is so fluid. You can shoot a guy in the head, kick him away from you, grab your rifle and shoot someone on top of a roof who was throwing grenades at you, parry a hatchet that was coming at you from a mile away, take out your shotgun and shoot the original guy that you were fighting, and then kick him again, all in the span of 5 seconds. All this, and Leon is throwing out one-liners that are cheesy as hell. But I can't help but love them. You feel insanely powerful in this game, which I think does have some drawbacks sometimes. I get that you're not supposed to be defenseless in this game, but I would have liked a little bit more of a struggle. And I think that you can make the argument that this game is not meant to be so much of a survival horror as the past 2 games, and I agree, but I would have liked to be strapped for resources a little bit more throughout my playtime. After this script is done, I'm sure I'm going to be playing the game again on hardcore, and maybe it'll meet my expectations.
Hey, Future Nick here. Yeah, so I just wanted to say I have been playing the game on hardcore mode, and it's been really fun. It's a lot harder. It's really kicking my ass. And yeah, all the complaints that I've had about like the difficulty, they're I don't want to say like making up for it, but I guess kind of rectifying it in hardcore mode. It's definitely a lot harder. So yeah, I just wanted to bring that up. So yeah, back to the video.
Overall though, I don't really care. It's like a complaint, I guess, but like, who cares? Everything else about this game is so good. I mean, just look at the environments. I mean, do you see this? You're not just in a village the whole time. You go from village to docks to a castle. The setting completely changes and it's so weirdly natural. I think the story naturally builds up to this royalty aspect of the country, and the situations you get into are so over the top that a castle next to the little farm village isn't that surprising. And I meant to say this in the last video, check it out if you want, that I love the gothic architecture of this series so far. In RE2 we had this gothic approach with the constant rain and the lighting that they had on the RPD building. And in RE4 they have it all over the castle that you can go in and explore so much of it. So many times I just walked around because I didn't want to run through it. I was actually taking my time in a video game and not running to my next objective sometimes. And just like the other games, the sound design is perfect, bro. It sounds even better than the last game. Just the gunshot from my pistol alone sounds so powerful, man. Oh shit. I think another complaint I do have about the game is that they have taken out certain sections of the original game when remaking this one. I remember a boss fight in this elevator thing and some of the lines being changed too. And I don't mind the lines being changed since they still have this inherent cheesiness to them, while also grounding the game a lot more in atmosphere and tone. Also, while the boss fights were cool as hell and every fight is like different with different strategies and really cool locations, I do think sometimes they are really easy. Again, I did play on standard mode, so maybe that's what it was. But other than just like dodging them and making sure I didn't get hit, I really just unloaded my shotgun into these guys, and eventually they fell. I never really struggled. I don't even think I failed a single one, other than my favorite fight, which was Krauser. This guy, in a game where you were fighting monsters and monstrosities in castles and stuff, this guy just wants to fight you hand-to-hand combat. This man wants nothing, no guns, just you and your knife. And dude, I am a sucker for games where you have these huge monsters to fight and then the most threatening dude is a man. It's just like, it's just you. I don't know, I love that shit. And the game lasts you quite a while. I beat it in like 13 hours, which is a far cry from the last game. And after you beat it, you unlock professional mode, which makes enemies much more powerful, removes autosave, and requires you to use perfect parries to counter attacks. Also, throughout the game, you will be completing challenges that give you points so that you can buy concept art, models, and even customization options. After I beat the game on standard with a B ranking, I was able to buy some glasses, a hat, and mask for Leon to wear next time I play, and even some things for Ashley too. But if you want more, you're going to have to play the game again on standard mode, hardcore mode, and professional mode, and try to go for an A rank or higher. Also, there's a new game plus mode where you get to play the game again on the difficulty you completed the save file on with all your weapons and upgrades. And even after that, they updated the game to include a mercenaries mode where you can play as multiple characters and have to survive an onslaught of enemies in one go before the timer runs out. This mode is addicting. I've been putting in some time in this mode, unlocking the characters and trying to get the best ranks at the end. The characters you play are all different too, they're not just skin swaps. And wait, I'm unlocking characters and not having to spend money to buy extra characters instead? So yeah, this mode really is fun and can last you a good while if you like arcade mode stuff like I do. Other than that, there's a DLC that follows Ada Wong, who makes her appearance in the main story like I said. I haven't played it yet, but I mean it looks cool and you get her perspective in the story. It's also like $10 and is apparently longer than the entirety of RE3 Remake. So that's crazy, and I definitely want to get my hands on it sooner rather than later. Eventually, when I do pick it up, I'll most likely make a small little video about it one of these days, so stay tuned for that, you know. Like, comment, subscribe, do all that fun stuff, ring that bell, brother. So yeah, I guess you could say I really liked it.
I made chicken nuggets.
Oh, fuck yeah!